This meeting is being recorded.
Fantastic. Fabuloso. Co-host. Going, Carl. How'd it go with calling any of those leads yesterday?
I actually didn't make it home until late. I was down in Idaho Falls all day.
Ah, what
Yeah.
was your? Were did you have? We were driving back and
Yeah.
forth.
Well, I was driving. I had appointment in unemployment and a bunch of different stuff I had to do yesterday.
Or would have been possible to make phone calls while you're going back and forth.
I wasn't really going back and forth.
Okay.
I actually had destinations between whenever I was going to the place.
Would have there been any time where you could have done something like that, and just being honest, and
No, maybe a few minutes in between.
so you could have made a couple calls.
Yeah. I just
But
didn't have my printout with me because I
okay,
didn't plan on making calls on the road. I was going to do it at the office, but it didn't work.
fair. So what would you because a scenario like that can happen again? What do you think would be the best if you had to do it over
Well, just
again?
keep my list with me at all times.
Or even if it's digital, you know what I mean? Just create a digital one so that then, like Google Drive, you can just wherever you're at, you can edit it and you don't have to. Oh, did I call that person? But this list over here, yeah, best way
Yeah,
to
I won't argue with that.
go. Okay, cool.
Sure, what's the address?
What did he even say? Google.
Actually, the Google Drive. So,
Ah, there we are. Oh, that's why it's asked for the dress. Okay,
yep.
it's a little cray, but okay. Okay, tomorrow. I'll repeat this. There's only like 7 of us here, but tomorrow we're doing the third door knocking bonanza, where we will be handing out hats and whatnot. That for Rachel, what state? You're in a different state, aren't you? Aren't you in
Yeah, Tennessee.
Tennessee? Can you text me your address so I can send you your swag?
Thanks. Sure.
I'll just give you a Carl, so it might be a little big, but it's fine. No worries.
Whatever works.
He didn't make any calls yesterday, so that's his punishment.
Yeah,
See,
that's
that's why
my
it's fine.
punishment.
We
And
don't
I
make.
thought I was far away.
I'll be giving away Nate's, not his, but so I mean. Okay. Well, yesterday we had some good wins. We had Brock and Kelly. I wish they were here, but Brock and Kelly they closed on their first deal. So I mean that's awesome. I guess it's not the first deal because they did have a rental before, but that was kind of like as far as I understand it. I mean it wasn't. I think they kind of fell into it, if my memory serves. But the first one since they joined Renatus, let's say that. That's a fair statement. And so that's awesome. What um the thing what we got to recognize as well, like when you're looking at the whole slew of things of what's kind of going on in the process, I think, and I was talking to, I wish they were on the line. I think Brock's working, but Brock was telling me something and something similar to what even Heather was saying yesterday. She mentioned like how it can get really frustrating when you're working on so many deals or working on projects and it just seems like everything turns to mirage. So they had a very interesting experience where it really discouraged them, and they were kind of like because the last time we went door knocking bonanza, they found a good lead. She had a lot of equity in her home. She was interested to sell, and one thing led to another. There was some other investor who got involved, and things kind of got monkey, whatever, mucky, and so they didn't close on it. So they got really kind of like, and that's a normal feeling when it's like trying so hard and nothing happens. one thing I want us to remember, because everyone's gonna feel that way sometimes. Like yesterday, I used like myself. I've had plenty of deals like on November. I didn't close anything. I didn't close anything. I have had a four, or was it December? I don't remember. Anyways, but I had four deals. It was December. 4 deals that were gonna happen. Like it was gonna ready to go, and all 4 of them through other unique circumstances just fell through. All of them, and that's gonna happen sometimes. But when we're getting discouraged like that, it's important to recognize like I I almost got 4 deals. I almost got recognize the progress you're making, not just because it didn't end with the result that you're looking for. Like if I'm gonna go knock on someone's door, like we're gonna do tomorrow, if I'm gonna knock on someone's door, when I first start, I don't have any lead, or I don't have a deal. Is that fair? Like when you first knock on the door, you don't have any leads, don't have any deals, and if I knock on it, we have a fear of rejection. That's a natural human fear. Knock on the door, and they tell me no, get out of here. And I left, or maybe they even said, yeah, let's set an appointment, and then I may go to the appointment, and then nothing happens. Like they reject it, or whatever weird thing happens. Did I lose anything throughout the whole process? I didn't close a deal, but did I lose anything? No. Yeah, Nate says no. What did I gain, if anything?
Experience.
Exactly. So and when you frame things in a different way, different light, you're not gonna. It's those hard times, because it's not if you'll have a hard time. It's when and how long. And when and how long is up to you. Well, not so much when, but how long is up to you, I should say. Better say. But it's all about how you interpret it and what's the definition you give it. That's what's gonna get you through those quote unquote hard times. When you're changing the meaning of that quote unquote rejection, like, oh, I almost had a deal, but I lost it. Like, that's so cool. I was able to practice on this person I didn't make money on. It was great. I presented an offer. I did those actions. That's reward in itself. That is awesome, because 99% of the people that are watching YouTube videos and wishing they could be in real estate, wish they could do all the stuff, they haven't even gotten that far. They wouldn't even know where even to look, where to start. Nothing. Maylee said last night, I liked it. Like even just doing like half your education, you know more than like 95% of everyone else in the world. You know more than more realtors know. Because realtors, I mean, I was a realtor too, so don't I hark on them a lot. And this is generalizing. The ones, realtors here are a little more educated. But you really know more than most of the realtors, because the only training realtors really, really get is how to do traditional transaction. And a lot of the new ones, which is the majority of realtors, they hardly even know how to do that. So I mean, just having that education, having the part of just understanding things, and so even though it feels like it wall sometimes, you're able to if you change the meaning to it, like, yeah, that's awesome. I had 4 deals that should have closed but didn't. But man, I learned some things. I learned a lot of things actually in one of these transactions. We had like fraud was going on the other side. It was a lot of crazy stuff. But that's like I can turn it into something positive, where yeah, I learned. Now I know to prepare myself for this, and this. And so it was a learning experience, especially in one of them. The other 3 was just kind of happenstances, and there's probably things I could have done better for sure, but whatever. But especially the one, it was like a lot of things I was like, I really like, holy cow, that makes a lot more sense. And I also learned, even though I didn't close the deal, I learned how to do a double close without doing a double close. I didn't know how to do that before. Do you guys know what a double close is? Did I explain that at all? That's basically, so instead of assigning your contract, you're closing on the contract, and then that same day you're selling it to the end buyer. So there's 1 day, 2 closes. That's what they call it, double close. Utah's a little funky on that type of stuff, but basically, what I learned through Christine, by the way, she's amazing. GT title, always go there, or RA title with Winnie. They're both amazing. Anyways, so with the technique that I learned through this process was we just put it into a trust, which I've done for subject twos and things like that quite a bit, and then just sell the trust instead of having to do a double close, which would be it's a lot cheaper than actually having to do it because you have two sets of money. Now, we would be spending an extra 1% on the total cost of the purchase that would come out of the wholesale fee, right? So doing that, it's only like, a grand more versus 1% of a $500,000 house. Well, okay, yeah, I'll take that. Perfect. Yeah. So, but back to Rocky and Kelly, they were discouraged and they were kind of bummed out, but then they was able to partner with me on this deal, and it kind of like gave them more energy. Like, okay, yeah, okay, this is cool. This is a pretty sweet deal. Yeah, let's do it. You know what I mean? So just because it didn't happen that time, and this is what I'm saying before, like just know it's going to happen, whether it's this appointment or the next one or the fifth one. And just remember, my favorite word in real estate is I now bequeath my favorite word to be your favorite word, which is, what's your favorite word in real estate? Come off mute. Gotta tell me. Everyone come off.
Next.
That's close, Sandra. It's not quite my favorite word. It's not quite. Can you try it again? We do
No.
with me? Well, oh, no. The word itself is right, but how to say it.
Okay.
Okay.
The energy. The energy is not right.
There you go. The energy's right. Okay. We're gonna count at three. We're all gonna say next. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Next.
Next.
Probably people are like, whoever's like, what's crap's going over there? What the? But that's it. It's just, yeah, next. Get out of here. Next. That's the attitude we need to be in, and that way, again, it's like going for no. We want to, when we're ups and downs, that's exhausting. Emotionally, physically, that's exhausting. And real estate is not for the faint of heart, because you're going to get so much stuff's going to happen to you. It's going to bam, 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 and if you don't have the right mindset, you're not going to last long. Straight, you're just not. I mean, there's plenty of people that have been in this industry for a couple of years, like Sandra can definitely contest to this, and many others. Zach, he's done a ton of deals. And so there's definitely always been ups and downs. So it all depends on what the definition you're making of those quote unquote downs, what that really means. Same thing, like as we're doing cold calls, as we're knocking on doors. If we make that no goal, our emotional state will be like this instead of this. You know what I mean? So, I mean, we'll have ups when we have someone say yes, but even the no's, we're kind of like playing, and leaving a message is almost like a relief because you don't have to talk to anybody. So, like, it's pretty consistent, right? When you really think about it, if you really like believe, like, yes, I got to know, awesome, and you make those avatars, and then it's like, cool, yeah, I spent hours on this deal, analyzing, talking to the person, getting with the contractor, whatever you did, and it just fell through. Okay, cool. What did I learn from this? What could have I done better so next time I don't fall into the same mistake? What things could have I said to the seller to help them realize whatever the challenge was, or whatever, right? Getting those type of mindsets, those thoughts are huge. So I know we're want to talk a little bit about wins and things like that, but like, especially after talking to Brock and Kelly yesterday, it was kind of like, it made sense. And same with what Heather was going through, same time. Like, she was very discouraged, and that was the same deal that she almost got, was the one that Brock and Kelly are in, right? So it's definitely can be frustrating, but it's only if you let it be frustrating. Because there's times, I mean, talk to anyone, experienced investors that through our eyes are like killing it, are doing awesome. Like, I would do anything just to switch places with them, being able to close many deals or whatever it is. Because there's people that do a ton more than me, and but even them, like Mitch and Maley, the perfect example. Like, they've done a lot more deals than I have done, but they still have those ups and downs. They still have those moments where it's like, crap, I didn't make anything this month, like, or that flip we're working on did not go as well as we hoped, and we end up having to write a check. or whatever it may be, right? Great. Yeah, went on tangents, but I felt like it was something that with the call yesterday, and then what was kind of what Brock and I wish they were here. I should have, because the story's inspirational. I really love it. But anyways, oh, Rachel. Okay, that's direct message. Experience, move on. Booyah. I never lose. I either win or learn. Nelson Mandela. That is a really good quote, Aubrey. Thank you. I never lose. That should be everyone's mantra. I never lose. There's everything, there should be a way to win. I didn't get the deal, cool, but I learned, I got more experience. I learned what not to say. Or if I didn't learn anything, then it's like, well, why didn't I learn? Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. There you are. I like that too. That's really good, Lily. Phenomenal. Yeah, that's good. What wins have you guys had that you feel like it's been helpful, even if you haven't closed the deal? If you guys be open to, like, come out and share some of the wins you think you've had over the last like 6 to 8 weeks.
I'm making phone calls.
You what?
I'm now making phone calls.
You're now making phone calls. Before that was like a never gonna happen thing, right?
Well, it was going to happen. It just happened faster than I thought it would.
Okay. What was the difference? You don't want me asking, Carl.
Accountability, the fact that we had, you set it up in a way that if I wanted to continue to do this, I had to do it or go away.
Right. So the accountability helped out a lot. You're saying. Got it. I love it. What other wins have you guys had? That you feel like, and again, even if you haven't closed the deal, like I want everyone here to at least tell me one win, because you need to celebrate that. You need to have that victory.
I can tell you something.
Please.
Well, I've been struggling, trying to figure out what in the world to do in real estate, trying to get moved to Tennessee and from Georgia, and just thinking, dealing with marketing and all kinds of different things. And so then when I found this group, Mr. Wholesale, and the challenge and everything on December 31st, I signed up, and it allowed me to really focus my intentions. And so even though I'm still working at my job and everything, I'm now, like, I just feel focused. And even though I still really don't, I'm not afraid to start. I think I just don't, I don't feel like I have everything I need. So, but anyways, but I'm working on it, and I'm more focused now, and I feel like I can actually, I can always make goals. That's easy, but I actually have ones that I feel like are going to be achievable in the next 2 to 3 months. So that's super exciting for me.
No, that's awesome. And taking action, doing, whether that's joining the wholesale games or that makes that's a win in itself, and that's awesome. So, and being focused is huge. One thing that I've learned, one thing that kind of that I got, that a little bit of a side tangent, but like when we're focused on a certain strategy or a certain way to do things, the more clarity you have. So let me give you guys an example. When I first started, as you guys know, I'm very squirrel syndrome. I'm like, I can be distracted very easily. Yes. Even my kids understand that. They're like, I'm mad at something, like, Dad, but look at this thing over here. What? And then anyways. So yes, I'm easily manipulated. It's fine. Anyways, so with that being said, like, there were so many, especially with Renatus, there's so many different ways of making money in real estate. It's insane. And so I wanted to learn about development, and wanted to learn multifamily and the fix and flip, and then wholesaling wasn't even on my radar, to be honest. But once I actually stopped, okay, I need to make some money, and so then I ended up watching the classes. It was the multifamily. We had a first transaction in we bought a fourplex in Indiana, and then then I watched classes of the fix flip again, And so when I started to actually focus on a certain strategy, that's when I started to close transactions. And on top of that, when I created a specific avatar for like the seller, it wasn't quite as detailed as we kind of talked about before. But I was like, what's the ideal customer? Whether that's through like round of sales or who is the ideal customer that I want to help, or not a customer, I guess seller. And when I started focusing on people like that, it was like I'm just gonna hit the foreclosures, and that's all I'm gonna do right now. I'm just gonna focus on these guys and what they feel. So the more focused you are, it does lower the number of like leads and things like that, or different strategies, sure. But then there's a thing in marksmanship: you aim small, miss small. I'm just aiming for the not even the eye, but like the eyebrow on that person, or that shot, I should say. Like that the finest point, you're going to be closer to that point than you would if you're just trying to hit the target. Does that make sense? So even though it's like a smaller niche, you're going to have more success because you're more focused. So that was a huge help for me. But yeah, thank you, Rachel. I mean, thanks for sharing. What else? What else do we have, guys? Tell me some other wins. I want everyone to tell me some wins. I got some on here. Sometimes you win. Oh no, that's an old comment. Okay, give me some other wins. Everyone's gonna have to give one win. We're gonna start calling out. What was that?
I'm closing a deal in Ohio. Little.
Nice. Give Jason a round of applause. Jason's a stud, dude, and he's really good at virtual wholesaling. So if you guys are looking to pick someone's brain on something like that, Jason's the man. So tell us about that deal, Jason.
So he was an absentee owner. I call the absentee list. The person picked up. It was his son, and he's saying his dad passed away, and he's don't want the house and okay to sell it. Said, yeah, I'll help you and take it off your hand. And from there, got it under contract. Found somebody to JV with so I can have boots on the ground. They took the picture, they did the work, and take it to the closing table.
That's awesome, man. So when do you close again? When is it?
It'll be closing on the 5th. I mean the 15th.
15th. Okay, yeah. Okay, nice. That's awesome, man. So that's like what, Wednesday, Thursday, something like that? That's sweet.
Yeah, Wednesday.
All right,
So
all right. That's
making 5,000.
Making $5,000.
Yeah.
Right. And how many hours did you spend on this deal?
1 hour.
1 hour.
Yes.
1 hour. Everyone in the chat hates you right now. Just but I still love you though. There's a little hate, but I still love you. It's okay. Isn't that awesome? Yeah. Now we hear stuff like that, but it's like we're not factoring how many hours that he spent on other deals that didn't close, right? It's the same thing, but it's still cool. That's why it's still kind of cool to hear. And like an hour, you got paid $5,000. That's awesome. I mean, I've probably the least amount of hours and time I spent on one transaction was like probably about an hour, but it was like $20,000, and that was like the most per hour, I should say. Anyways, awesome, Jason. I love that. That's freaking awesome. Next, who am I gonna call names, or are we gonna keep on? Or we're gonna shout them out, or put in the chat if you can't talk, or maybe you need some help finding the wins. Yeah, go ahead, share. Yes, please.
I was gonna say that, like you said, like 3 of the major things was that I'm more actionable. Like you made it simple for us to follow a blueprint, basically, with the things that you've taught us over these 60 days. So now I'm not as scared to make these phone calls now, like being able to talk to people on the phone. I was so scared to talk to people. And now, because of I know you don't like to say script, but it still helped.
Right.
It still helped. How easy it was to make these phone calls, and not necessarily easy at first, but it's just easier to talk to people now. And when you said to create the avatar, it just helps to know that person is out there, that, oh, I want to help that family that I have pictured in my mind. that I know is out there somewhere. And it just makes it that much easier to work towards that next phone call. And I've gotten plenty of no's. I've gotten plenty of not even getting to anybody yet. But at least I'm not sitting on the fence, not doing anything. At least I'm at least trying, you know, and I'll get to that next one. So at least I'm taking action. So it feels good to be in the challenge, to be doing what I'm doing, and finally taking steps to get to that next deal. So it's going to happen. I know it will. So I'm just doing the right steps to get to that. So thank you.
And
And
that's
thank
huge.
you for the whole
Thank you for sharing.
community. So I feel the
Right.
support.
Well, and people like you guys are taking action. That's where the magic comes. You know, I mean, we have on average anywhere from 25 to 30 people show up on these calls a day, but we had 60 people join the games. So where are the other 30? They're not closing deals. They're not making phone calls. You know, and I'm generalizing because sometimes people are working or whatever, and we're in the middle of the day. Like, understandable. Other than those exceptions, but people that maybe can make it, or maybe they just have to do little adjustments to make it, that they're the ones that are not closing deals. You know. Okay, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Sandy. Sandy's like one of my favorite people. Not well, she's tied with everyone else in this room. Okay, all right, you're all number one. Anyways, what's another? Give me some other wins, or should I start calling out?
Yeah, I feel what I was talking with Carla, and I told her, hey, I feel frustrated because when I call, when they say hey, hello, and they hang up, and I say how, oh my gosh, I thought at the first time they like when I heard, oh, you can get the 10,000 like that, and I feel okay, let's do it, do it. And now I say, wow, no, this this is tricky. No, but I've been learning that everything has a process. You have to work on it, and you have to put patience, and you have to put everything you got. And I think that's the only way you can get what you really want. And it's a little hard. It's tough, but we keep working, and I feel more like confidence when I talk. And that at the first time when I call and say no, or I'm not interested, you say, why? But now I feel like Sandy, and I feel okay, it's not me. We have to keep calling, and I feel with no fear. And I said, okay, let's for another one. And yeah,
Love that.
I think with in this challenge, I've been getting that confidence now, and I'm really growing like a person.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing, Anna. That is amazing.
Thank you.
Can I ask you, like, so before this, how long you been with the community in Renaissance in general?
Just 1 year, but I haven't do anything like a real deal. Well, I'm been growing like a person.
Right.
I've been learning so much, but I haven't closed a deal yet. But
Before this challenge, did you make any real phone calls or any real attempts?
no,
to
I work all day in construction,
Right.
and I didn't have time for this, and I thought that working 8 hours a day, 7 days, I was gonna be rich. You know, that mentality changed totally.
Yeah.
And now I think I can do more than work. And it's not bad working outside under the sun, under the weather, the different weather. But now I'm pretty sure I can do more. And it's not bad working outside and doing all that tough work. But now I have something different for my family, for my kids, for me.
Thank you, Anna. That's awesome. I love that so much.
Yeah.
And that's we just need a little bit of push sometimes, and that's the beauty. So the only way that we're gonna lose if you give up, if you stop, right? I mean, well, and not taking action is my same mindset as giving up, right? But I like what Laura put in the chat. Laura was so she said, I was terrified of door knocking, but now that I have done it twice, I know I can do it. And I know where my relationship is going with Carl. I know how we can make this work together. Sorry we cannot be there on Saturday. Well, first of all, shame on you for not being there tomorrow. I'm just kidding. No, that's awesome. I love that. So, and that was the one, especially after the first door knocking bonanza. That was the one theme that really kind of like it was pleasant to hear. Like everyone was really nervous at the very beginning, and then afterwards, the energy was palpable. People were like, "Yeah, it wasn't as hard as I thought. I found this other lead," and I mean, the energy was just so high. It was so much fun. And I'm gonna have. I know the door knocking bonanza 2. I didn't have any prizes, but I'll have prizes for tomorrow. Okay, so get out there, start ready, getting some knocking on doors and stuff. Awesome. Okay, so Laura just shared, Anna just shared. Who's next?
I can share.
Yeah.
For me is, I've learned really the importance of accountability and being able to do goal setting and pushing yourself to do the hard things. And for me, there's a lot of hard things that I kind of shy away from and try not to do, but being able to have goals and a vision and being able to push yourself and to do the hard things, they don't become hard anymore. It's just a daily thing. So for me, I've just really learned how important that is of goal setting and accountability and being able to just push yourself harder.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. And I've seen on Nate, to Nate's credit, like I've literally seen his progression over the past like 6 to 8 months. Like just from even talking to sellers and Aubrey too, right there. I mean, like just blowing me away how much these two, like definition power couple right here, but just how much these two have put in effort and work, and realizing like this like I've seen like in like on the phone and heard it and seen it, like the clicks, like okay, cool, like with Aubrey, like any buyers and building a buyers list like that, and it's just amazing. And even with Nate's just picking up stuff on how to wordsmith certain things like negotiations, things like that. I mean, it's been phenomenal. I've seen everyone's been progressing, but yeah, I just want to give special shout out to those guys. Okay, thanks, Nate. You're the man. Who's next? Sandra, do you want to come up, or did you already say something? I don't remember.
Sure, I can do it.
Okay.
Well, for me, it's also like the accountability, balancing life and everything that I already had in my plate. That's one of the biggest challenges that I have been able to still here. That's one of the things. I mean, I have several things going on with my husband, and plus what I do and my kids, and that balancing life, the mother and this new thing that I want to do, the investing thing, the goal setting and being able to complete it. It's been ups and downs, but I've been able to manage it. And and then the sacred time, like this is the sacred time, even if it's just half an hour, I'm just gonna be half an hour. So and working with the team, at home, this new change and habit, like they understand, like, oh, this is serious, okay, now this is going on. So it's not easy to implement it, but the consistency and just stays like you committed to what you say you were going to do. So that creates the change, I'm very based on I'm the model for my kids. So if I am going to do it, I say I'm going to do it. This is what I am reflecting to them, and I don't want them to think that life is easy. Life is not easy. Life is beautiful, but you have to create it. And that's the mentality that I run. And some days are not good, but some days I'm like, yes, let's do it. And just to think about, like, this is my half an hour, because this is what I like to grow in this area. So this is my half an hour. So that's all I can do right now, but that's okay. That's more than what I was doing. So yeah. Great job for me in my half an hour.
No, and that's a huge win to actually create sacred time and do it. That I think there's a lot of people like when they hear talking about sacred time or blocking time, whatever you want to call it. If I can, okay, at 11 o'clock every day I'm gonna do calls, or I'm gonna work on real estate or whatever it is. How many times have, and myself, I fall in this trap as well. Right, I'm gonna do this at this time, and then I don't do it. I mean, all the time. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do, and then it end up not happening for whatever reason. But creating that just 30 minutes makes it so bite-sizable, where it's not like it's not the end of the world. You can muscle through anything for 30 minutes. I mean, shoot. And then on top of that, like actually making the phone calls, and then maybe you're not going to find a deal as fast as someone like that's doing it for 20, 30, or that's doing it 2-3 hours a day, or 8 hours a day. Yeah, you're probably not going to go as fast as them, but you're going to be going faster than 90% of everyone else that's not doing that 30 consistent minutes.
And
like I would put my money
yeah.
on Sandra that's doing 30 minutes versus someone else that's kind of hasn't, that'll work for a couple hours here and there, but then they're not really consistent. Like I put my money on Sandra or anyone that's doing it consistently, or even just for those 30 minutes.
And then let me add a little bit of that on the investor's mindset, or how we gotta think about. When I first started, I didn't know anything about how to invest. I came in with a stressful, madness. But the way I learned is investors are cash flow and return on investment. And then this quote of Albert Einstein, who said, "Who knows the interest, the compound interest, is a genius," right? I don't know completely the quote, but this is what I see it. Half an hour a day is like my interest in there. So by the end of the year, oh my God, it's huge. I made huge profits out of it. So yeah, it's just how you think. Because if I was thinking, man, I don't do it like probably like other people, right? Like they have 2 hours, 3 hours, or things like that. But if I do it like, well, I wasn't doing it before, but now it's half an hour. Now I'm winning, because then compound interest by the year. Oh my God, I did it like, I mean, the profit is exponential. So yeah, and I like to say hi to Aubrey's Volkswagen kid. He's so cute.
Yeah,
well, thank you, Jared.
What you reminded me was
appreciate you.
One book what you made me think of is The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. Really, that was honestly 15 years ago that was like one of the first self-help books I ever read. And that started my whole journey from like, okay, there's something different than Walmart. That was sparked it. And literally that small spark compounded and built into that. So even though it's like 30 minutes now, 5 years, that 30 minutes is going to compound to having so much knowledge and so much momentum behind your business. It's incredible. What other wins do we have? Or do I need to start calling people? Are we? Carla, you're off mute. You want to? Yeah.
So I think one of the biggest ones was door knocking, because I was scared of doing it. Like to me was like, it's something that I had been offered a job before when I first got to Utah, and I was like, oh hell no, I'm not doing that. And now it's like I'm excited to go door knocking, and I think the team makes it fun, right? Because I enjoy going with somebody else. I enjoy going on a group because we chat and we share an experience. So it's not just I potentially have the chance to get a deal, but I'm also learning from you guys that have been gone door knocking with me. That's one. And just know that I could find the owner of the properties. It has been great. Like I feel like a private investigator sometimes. So all these feelings, all these emotions that I'm having now, they're great, because if I would be in any other industry, probably I wouldn't feel fulfilled as I feel here. So that's a great win for me.
Well, and that's huge. I mean, because everyone, and myself included, has that fear of like door knocking or making that first phone call or talking to that first agent or wholesaler, whatever method you're doing to try to find a deal, it's still nerve-wracking, especially when you're starting out, to be nervous. But now that you've done it, it's not. And same with like Carl had similar scenario. Like, now that he's done it, he's not as nervous as making those phone calls. He might still be nervous. Carla still might be nervous knocking on that first door, but it's not as bad. You know you can get through. You know how to have that conversation. You know how to get through that. Which just having that little experience can dramatically propel you going forward. So it's amazing. And I want those that are still kind of really nervous about whatever aspect it is to real estate, I want you to all think about something that you did that was really challenging in your life, that you overcome or that you were able to learn, something that at that time it was very, very hard. And now after all, and you're almost giving up, and now that you've accomplished it, like, how do you feel? Like, what we all have these moments, those experiences, but a lot of times we don't give ourselves that credit for it. Like when I learned, I had a really hard time learning Spanish. So I went on the LDS mission I went to Mexico for my church to teach about Jesus Christ, and I was my dyslexia, ADHD, all of it was just kicking in. I mean, just the stress of being in a different country. That guy that I was preaching with, he didn't speak any English, and so it was just very stressful. And in fact, the mission president, the guy who was in charge of us 19-year-olds, he asked me, because I was doing so poorly, do you want to go home and maybe change it to a different type of mission, English speaking? That's how bad I was doing. And so I really thought about giving up and not pursuing like my goal to finish the mission and to help people and all that. But I did, and I still speak Spanish with a white boy accent, as most of you know. That's here. But still, like, I can still have I can communicate any way I want, or not any way, but through any conversation in Spanish, because I didn't give up. We all have similar experiences, whatever that may be. So think back on those. And that's why when your guys doing vision boards, as you're achieving them, I would recommend is hanging on to that picture, or that you have, and put it in your accomplished drawer, or put it in a binder or something. Whenever you have doubts in yourself, go through that and look at that stuff and realize that, yeah, I did that. Yes, of course I can. And then you realize, like, these things that I overcome are like not even half as hard as what I'm dealing with now. Because now it's perspective. Like, I did something way harder than this, knocking on a door. Yeah, I squeezed a baby out of me. I can do that. Whatever, like, comparison for like mom's this example, like knock on a door versus shooting a human out of you. Yeah, I'll knock on the door. Thank you very much. You guys can have that. I don't want that. Like, put it in perspective. That's a challenge. And that's just one example of anything, So that's more of like a physical pain. But anyway, I don't know. You get my point, right? Okay, Lily, everyone, I'm registering for a deal machine today. So far, I have following people that have the following people that want to do and pay year up front, $332 plus taxes. Okay, cool. Did you want to come off mute and talk about that, or does anybody have any questions about that? Like, how many people? I think she's on the phone with some right now, but who here is going to? Oh, she's filling in the names and stuff. Okay, we'll let her do that thing, and then we'll come back to it. Which, guys, I think it's a really killer deal. It comes up to like $27, so $332 up front, yes, but that's for the whole year getting deal machine.
Can I ask a question about deal machine?
Yeah.
So I know you said that we can. I think I heard you say, we can do skip tracing and
yes,
and calling and stuff. But also, if y'all said it's like iOS, right, where you can look for zombie properties and all the things that iOS, it does everything iOS does?
Not everything. iOS does a lot more that I don't even touch. Like iOS can create landing pages, does text message campaigns. So it does a lot of that stuff that most people don't touch. So it doesn't quite do all of the stuff. It doesn't have like a repair estimator. Like, I'm still gonna hang on to my iOS account because I don't know. It's just it's my baby. I've been using it for every day for like 7 years. But but Deal Machine has a lot other cool features that it's faster as far as like you can do the deal analysis with the AI. It does have a dialer. iOS doesn't. It has those numbers. iOS you can get phone numbers, but it costs 10 cents per. And so I mean it sends out mailers, so does Deal Machine, and so the mailers in Deal Machine are comparable because the mailers in iOS are actually really good. But I would say that the mailers in Deal Machine are comparable.
And you can do any, like I think iOS is you pay for either 1 or 10 zip codes, right? But what is that with Deal Machine?
So you have access to all of the data throughout the country.
Nice.
And because the phone numbers and skip trace already been pulled, so when you click on the house or when you put in the address, it'll just be there if they have it.
Wow, that's awesome. I'm really excited because I've been really wanting iOS, but that's a pretty big investment, and so just can't do everything when you're not really making any money. So
no,
I'm excited about Deal Machine.
Right. No, totally. Yeah. I mean, it's so easy to be, and those things add up when you're spending $150 here, and then like you spent like a couple $100 on this program and that program, and it's good. So like when I first started, I really had to be cautious on what programs that I'm using, what's going to be the biggest bang for the buck. And so yeah, definitely. The only thing, so with the Deal Machine doing with Lily, as far as the dialer is concerned, and Lily, correct me if I'm wrong, but as the dialer concerned, you would have to spend if you want to use the dialer, you would have to buy the dialer. What's the word? What is it? It's like a dialer calling subscription.
License. Y'all were talking about that yesterday. License, right?
License. Thank you. Yes. So
it's like $100 or something.
Exactly right. So just, I mean, if you're gonna go with Lily, I mean, just factor that into if that's something you wanted, like that's the reason why you wanted Deal Machine, you wanted to make phone calls, just factor that in. I mean, if that makes sense. But even still, even if it's like $127 a month when you go break it down, that's comparable to iOS, and you have all the other features on top of it, including the dialer, which is I was spending $200 a month just in the dialer alone.
Wow.
By itself.
Yeah, and I think I'm really looking for ways to find properties and also analyze properties. I think that's something that I really need, and that's what I'm hoping to get out of it.
Right. No, totally, absolutely. So if anything, give Lily a shout out if that's something you're interested in.
Yeah, I've been talking with her.
Oh, perfect.
I'm in on the Deal Machine. I'm really excited about it. Just hoping that it was everything I thought it was, which you're telling me it is. Thank you.
It also cures cancer or causes it. I don't remember which. So
okay, I'm gonna just say something real quick. I think going through this effort so we can all have a good deal is worth it's worth it because as you say, Jared, sometimes we win, sometimes we learn. One of my learnings is have the synergy of doing, because if we're doing this alone, we got those feels like, oh, I'm wasting my time, it's not working. But when we have a team that's back up, or you see people making it happen, gives you the hope. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna do it too. I'm gonna do the extra mile as well. So this app, I mean, I saw the demo is incredible. I haven't even get into more into that, but I think we can still find in the properties that we want to, right? And okay, worst scenario is not a lot of investment. Honestly, my business runs between 1,000 and 2,000 a month for things that I invest and do. So this is, if you treat this, what we're doing as a business, $300, $332 a year is nothing compared with the benefits that we're going to make. And I understand some people can do it or not. I get it. So this is what we're trying to do. I'm signing up today for a 7-day trial. I already have the people that are committed. I put the names over there. Someone asked me how much will be if we don't get a 15. We will try to get a 15 as if we don't get it in this group, I'll try to open to other people that are not part of Renatos that are investors as well. I will talk to them and even to some agents as well. So I'm pretty positive we can get the 15 people. But if we don't, we have the open chat to say, hey, this is what the people that we got, and if we are open to just stretch the 5,000 with taxes is 553.51 and divided into the people that are there. If you guys are not willing to do it, that's fine. We will cancel it. Well, nothing will happen. But if but I'm just trying to make sure that everyone is happy with the decision. But it's a 7-day trial period. But by the 5th day, I need to have who's in, who's not, and send the money because I don't want to have ended up with a 5,000 charge in my card. And the reason I'm not doing a monthly basis, I know some of you are asking, can we just be paying monthly? I will forget, quite honest. I don't have the time to keep, collecting the money. In the past, I have an assistant and she's been doing all of this, but the system costs money. So perhaps, yeah, that's what it is right now. And we can go again I already have your email address. I'm going to be adding you soon. Yeah, basically, if you have any questions, just let me know.
No, that's awesome. And Lily, first, thank you for putting that together too. This is, she did it on her own. She's creating. Lily and CG are the same. These guys are experts at creating value for people. Like I love them to death.
Thank you, Lily, CJ.
They're one of my favorite buyers too when I sell them wholesale deals. So like they're just awesome to work with. So and absolutely makes perfect sense. Like when I first heard about you doing this, I was kind of like, oh man, because I wasn't thinking of you doing it all at once, like paying for the year and ahead of time. And I was thinking like, how is she gonna collect and then people are gonna fall off? Like that's like a full-time job. So yeah, I think you're. And then when I heard what you're doing, oh okay, that makes that's so much better doing it that way. And like okay, good. Like so it's definitely worth to do. And plus you get a discount, right? If you're doing the full year versus
it's $4.99 a month, or $4.15 if you do the yearly. So the price that I given is the yearly thing, right?
That's a good discount. So yeah, I'm count me in, Lily. I'm game to be one of them.
You want to be as well? Okay,
yeah,
great. So now we have
if we
9.
If we end up having more, I'm okay stepping out of it too. So just
okay.
Lily,
Okay.
I didn't see my name there.
Because you didn't send your email, but I'll put you right now, Carla. Now.
Freaking love Lily.
I asked you, send me your email address and so I can see who's committed. But I know, I get it. Love you, Carla. You're my pinky friend.
We all love Carla's impossible not to love. Just so y'all know. Okay. I love any last thoughts or any questions for Lily before we kind of go back?
Lily, I'm in there too.
Heather, who's talking?
Sandy.
Sandy. Okay, Sandy.
Me.
Send me. I'm gonna put you on the Facebook group where you can send. Yeah, I'll put you there.
Okay, I just put it in the chat though.
Okay, great. Sandy. Perfect. Thanks, guys.
Okay. Awesome. All right, we have more people that haven't gotten any said their wins yet, but we're running out of time. I want to talk a few things, and then if people want to chime in after, that's fine. Tomorrow, 11 o'clock. It's in the address. It's gonna be in Magna. I'll post the actual address here in the chat to see y'all have it. It's also in the calendar for tomorrow. There's an event I created, and it has the address there. Also created. There's a where in Sam Heavens is it? I created a post about it in the community somewhere. Gracious. Maybe did I? Time third. I don't know. Maybe I didn't. Shoot, I don't even know. Huh. Yes, I did. Of course I did. Everyone got an email about it. But the address is going to be in Magna, and it is okay. So it's 32. I'm going to copy it here. Let's copy this here. Okay. So that is the copy of the post. I'll put the address in here as well. So that's where we're meeting at 11 o'clock. It is. I'm gonna bring more copies of the script that we were using last time. And again, the script is more bullet points. So it's just a matter of the magic is just having a regular, normal conversation. So there's some like stuff in there you can kind of refer back to and going back and forth, and we're gonna be doing I don't like the cauliflower method. I don't understand that. We're gonna farm the areas. Yeah, I'm excited this year. What is the weather for tomorrow? I think we're a little bit of a cold front right now. So, it's not bad. 41 degrees. Not bad at all. Last time I think we were in the 50s, but 40 is not bad.
Oh, wow. This morning it
Oh,
was
it says
14 here.
that's why we're not door knocking in Idaho, man. That's why. Yeah, it'll be like 40 degrees, like 36 to 40 degrees. Yeah, we'll be good. Just bring a jacket and you'll be fine.
Yeah, you're just totally against me. That's what it is.
Yes, I thought that was clear on how I treat you. I thought it was very clear. I love Carl. And by the way, so I do have tomorrow also. I'll have the swag. Okay, so come if you want your swag. And I'm still waiting on the T-shirt, which is crazy. I'm never going to use that company ever again. It's crazy. Anyways, and if you did like from the last Door Knocker Bonanza, if you got the purple ones and if you got a purple hat but you want to exchange it for the white or black one, that's just bring your purple back and we'll just swap it out. You know, that's fine.
Hey, Jared, next time, let me know what you need and I'll check a few of the people that I work with. I've got several sites that do embroidery and screen
Sure.
printing.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, as far as like shirts and we'll need more. I'm giving away
everything.
all of the hats away. But I'll definitely need another batch for February. So
just let me know what you need and when, and I'll reach out to a few people and see what we can come up with.
yeah. So hats and shirts, see what the costs are from, you know, even t-shirts is like maybe would you guys rather have a t-shirt or like a jacket or what? Because going in the future, right? I mean, t-shirt you can wear anytime, you know, and jacket in the summertime you can't really wear. So what would be as far as swag's concerned while we're on that subject?
Like that windbreaker you were wearing last night would be cool. You know, like a light
Okay.
kind of jacket,
Yeah,
something we could layer. So if
Mhm.
we're going door knocking, we could still kind of wear it, or you don't like us to wear something like that. I don't know.
Branded. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, my vision, I don't think it's wise to wear a ton of
Yeah.
branded stuff, you know, when
Maybe
you're door
not door
knocking.
knocking, but we
But
can wear it
that's
out
just
and
me though.
about.
Like Bailey's different, so
Right.
whatever
But I
you guys
mean,
want,
like
right?
out other places, we could still
Right,
wear
fair
our
enough.
swag.
That makes
Yeah.
sense. Yep.
I like a light jacket, you know, something like that would be cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Long sleeve t-shirt.
What was that?
Another suggestion, long sleeve t-shirt.
Long sleeve. Okay.
I don't know if that helps or not. I like the t-shirts.
Right.
Yeah, I like t-shirts or sweatshirts, something like that would be cool.
Okay. Cool. What about pins or other stuff too? This is just more
I want a Klein snow jacket.
Klein snow jacket. Okay. Yep. I'll get you a snow jacket, but it's not going to be Klein or snow jacket. Yeah.
Again, personal. I see how it is.
Yes. Yeah. Thought it was clear. No, it's great. It's good feedback, guys. Okay. Last 5 minutes. What other wins do we want to share? Who hasn't shared yet? Aubrey, you haven't shared. No,
I have.
Or no, Marjorie. Yeah, please go ahead.
I have one. All right. So this actually just barely happened. So I've been looking everywhere, anywhere from Facebook to whatever. And I clicked on a deal earlier this week, and it's been like crazy trying to get a hold of the realtor. And we actually just got the phone today, and I'm still trying to figure out the logistics and everything, but basically it's going to end up going to a reassigning of contract to a wholesaler, and we're going to go from there. So to make a long story short, I guess. So super excited, super nervous, but I'm in it for the whole thing. So
that's awesome. So you got it under contract, and now you're JV with another wholesaler. Is that right? Is that I understand that right? That's awesome.
Yeah, that's more or less what it's ending up going to be. So yep, I'm excited, and it's been a long in the works and everything, but
that is so cool. I love that so much. I mean, guys, Marjorie has been trying to figure this out for a minute, and hearing that gets me so excited. I love that. It's awesome. Yes. Oh, that's so cool. I love it.
Thank you.
And you should have led with that. Waiting for the last 3 minutes for sharing the awesome news. Let's see how you are. That's so
what was
cool.
that?
No, I was just teasing you. But yeah, you should have led with that.
No, I just barely finished it right before the call. That's why I was in the last half hour. So sorry, I would have been on time,
all right. Fair enough. I love it. That's so cool. Oh, that gets me hyped. What else? We have time for a couple more. Come on, I know we have some more wins. And this is not just like to pat ourselves on the back, but we need to recognize those wins, even if it's not closing a deal. You know, it's getting past the next step. It's getting closer to that deal. If I'm driving, here's something. So I live in Tooele. If I'm driving to Salt Lake, it's going to take me 45 minutes to drive there. If I start my journey, it's been 15 minutes into the journey. I still haven't made it to Salt Lake. Did I fail? But people that are like Magda, they're in Salt Lake before 15 minutes.
I will say this deal is a Tooele, so
go faster.
Go faster. I like the way you think, Carl. Okay. All right, you're redeemed. You're back in my good graces again. No, but to get my point, right? Sometimes we'll see stuff where just because we haven't hit the destination we're looking for doesn't mean that we've failed or they're not going to get there. If I'm driving to Salt Lake and it's taking me 45 minutes, if I'm 15 minutes in, 30 minutes in, I haven't made it yet, then it might be looking at other people and maybe they made it, but they're starting in different points. They have different resources. So never compare yourself to other people, whether that's like, oh, I landed 3 deals, this person has done none, huh? Even downwards or upwards, or oh man, never be like Carl. He's too awesome, you know, whatever it may be. Like comparison is the fastest way to be miserable in any shape, way, or form, right? But also just recognizing that being on the journey, on the road, and just because you haven't made that to the destination doesn't mean that you failed or that you're not going to. As long as you keep on that road and keep making those corrections, still going forward, like you're gonna hit it. You're gonna get that destination. If I'm driving to Salt Lake, 30 minutes in, just because I haven't hit it doesn't mean I haven't failed. I'm on that road. I'm in the path. Any okay, last wins. I know I went on a tangent, but who has it?
I'm Jared.
All right, please.
So a lot has been talked about already. I think for me, it's been that I feel a sense of support, whereas before I didn't feel like I really had any turning points because my team in Renatus actually isn't involved in investing or they're retired, and so Nita and I just kind of have felt a dead end for the almost 5 years that we've been in Renatus. So just to be able to know, like, I'm comfortable telling people, like, I don't know, but let me find out. But if I don't know that I can find out, then I don't feel okay doing that. And so just being able to know that I really can figure it out and that, like, I don't know, everything is achievable has just given me a lot more confidence and hope. And I think that's changed our whole mindset and made us more able to take action because of that.
No sound, Jared. We can hear you, Jared.
This mic works better if it's turned on. I don't know if you guys knew that or not, but yeah. So we're at the end of the hour. I really appreciate you guys sharing. And I know this wasn't like a traditional training or Q&A, but this is important too, because all of these wins and change and what our mindset are, like it's reframing our daily actions, our MMAs, and how good they are. Just doing an MMA, that's a huge win. And so keep them up. And as we're seeing other people closing deals, you know, like Marjorie and Jason, and then Brock and Cretan, we're seeing all these people closing deals. Just remember, you're on your own path. Like you're starting in Tooele, maybe Jason started in Magna, so he's a lot closer to Salt Lake. You know what I mean? So it's okay. It's not a big thing. We can just hate Jason for living closer, so that's fine. I mean, I'm okay with that. It's great. No, I'm just kidding. We love Jason. Perfect. I love this. And Carl did ask, is anyone coming from Idaho willing to carpool? I think you two are the only Idahoans that are in the challenge, I believe. Okay, so Lily says, can you put that info into the Facebook chat? Oh, yeah, Sandra. Okay. Yeah, work on your lip reading, Sandra. Come on. Anyways, okay, perfect, guys. Well, I appreciate you all. I'm excited. Monday, let's do an action Monday, where let's do some phone calls, and then we'll do a recap for the door knocking, but then we're gonna do some action. That sound good? And then on Wednesdays is like a forever Wednesday. We're gonna do some cold calls and stuff. So if you need help getting a list or whatever, need to go over some of that stuff, just we'll figure it out beforehand. Okay. Awesome. Appreciate you guys. I'm excited. So tomorrow we're all gonna be there, right? That's at least here in Utah, which is most of us. Yeah. Okay. Sweetness. Okay. Appreciate y'all. Have a good one.
See you, Jared.